And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is unfortunately another high wind day and a lot of problems out there. I'll get to the weather in just a moment. On our show today, Carl Randazzo will be here from United Mutual and give us an update. Also from Third Mutual, we will have James Tung. He's going to talk primarily about some water issues and some of our slope areas. Sterling Financial Advisors, Dan Ohlweiler, he's going to be talking about some of the mistakes people can make with their IRA distributions. You make the wrong move and it could cost you tax-wise. The Video Club, Cindy Whitney is going to be here, and Cindy is talking about an upcoming class that she's going to be giving. And then finally, we have a couple guests, one is an actor and one is directing Legally Blonde, which is a musical that is up at UCI. So we'll talk all about that. As far as weather goes today, well, again, the hot, dry winds are back. You know, on Wednesday, I was telling you that they were thinking that they wouldn't be this strong, but unfortunately, they have gotten very strong. And of course, the fires that are happening up in northern LA, Thousand Oaks, and those areas, just devastating right now. Unfortunately, we're going to have a red flag warning, and winds continue through this evening. They may die down tomorrow, but then it looks like as we get into next week, we could have another round of winds coming in as well. So unfortunately, over the next week or so, these winds are going to be coming on strong. They might get mild, but then come back strong again. So again, the strong winds are predicted all the way right now until 10 o'clock tonight is when the wind and red flag warnings are in effect. They, of course, could go longer than that. That could be adjusted at any time. All right, we've got a busy show, so I'll tell you more about the weather later. We'll be right back.
There are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today. So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
I'm Dr. Leif Loberg, and I want to welcome you to our brand new facility here in Laguna Woods. We've been serving the community since 2006, and we're super excited to bring you an awesome team of doctors, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Asaturians, Dr. Vian, myself, here to serve you in our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Call us in the morning and we'll get you in the same day, guaranteed.
When a loved one requires ongoing assistance and attention, home-related care and caregiving become viable alternatives to an existence dependent upon hospitalization. Your home care provides thoughtful general care and assistance with the basic necessities of daily living, all within familiar surroundings. Call 949-215-0004 to schedule a personal in-home consultation.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
At South County Lexus, we really are different. We're California's exclusive Lexus Plus dealer. Lexus Plus is a new way of doing business. At a Lexus Plus dealer, you can expect an upfront, negotiation-free, hassle-free price right on the vehicle. The same price you'll find on our website, all the way through the transaction. At South County Lexus, we feel this is the way of the future, and this is the way the customer prefers to do business. South County Lexus, your exclusive Lexus Plus dealer. Different, just like you.
With me right now from United Mutual is Carl Randazzo, and he is going to be talking about the Energy Task Force that you've been hearing about. Nice to have you back.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, the Energy Task Force met this week on Wednesday, and we meet every 2 months, and we're trying to discern what issues we have to address within the community on energy problems, okay, because of our aging infrastructure. And as I've presented here in the past, okay,
Right.
that the Energy Task Force is made up of 2 directors from each of the mutuals and 2 from the GRF board, plus a number of advisors. Now, a lot of the people on the Energy Task Force are engineers, but the advisors help us in those areas where we're not very familiar with. Some engineers think they know it all, but we don't. Okay. So, and I'm an engineer to begin. So as a result of that, these advisors help us with these issues. And we met this past Wednesday, discussed a number of issues. We also elected a new chairman and a vice chairman because a number of the people that were on the Energy Task Force have termed out on their respective boards, and they've decided that they're no longer going to be on the task force or maybe on the board. So as a result of that, they won't represent that particular board on the task force. They've decided that they would like to start enjoying themselves again for their retirement and do some traveling and such. So, and our new chairman right now is Bert Moldow, and then I was elected as the vice chair. The meeting was long this week. It was about 3 hours because we had a number of things to discuss. We hadn't met in about two months, and we had two companies that represent some ICE Energy and Energy Coalition. And these 2 companies are companies that the Energy Coalition is going to be one that we have hired to do our electrical consulting to determine what our infrastructure is like and what we need to do with regard to our infrastructure. And ICE Energy is a company that I had explained the last time I was here. When
I remember that.
We were just talking about the Solar Energy Power International Conference that we went to, Steve Leonard and I, and we introduced ICE Energy. We then gave ICE Energy information to possibly discuss some possible enhancements here in the village, and VMS is working with ICE Energy right now. ICE Energy provides for a unit that's called an ice bear, and this ice bear would provide a means of providing energy to the air conditioners, so that the air conditioners on the various major buildings in the community will able to have their air conditioning compressors stopped during the daylight time periods when they use a lot of energy normally. And that means that our rates are higher during that time period, and as a result of that, that would reduce our rates because they would use this ice bear, which would store that energy in the form of ice at night when the rates are lower. So we had those people come in and they made a presentation to us, and it was very well received. Now we're not going to let's not get ahead of ourselves right now. We have not told these people that we're going to use this technology. We're still in the phases preliminary phases of deciding whether or not it can be useful for us and how it can be useful for us. Besides the fact that there's a savings in electrical costs, there's also a savings with regard to the installation costs, because SCE through grants will pay for at least part or maybe most of the installation of this ice bear, and it wouldn't cost us anything, and then we benefit from that particular thing. So it seems like a win-win, but not everything is a win-win until you actually put the pedal to the metal and actually make that determination.
Yeah, that's true. I'm actually surprised it would be SCE giving the grants, because in the long run, they're the ones who wouldn't be getting as much money every month.
Yeah, the thing right now is the issue has been that the the nuclear power plant down there near Camp Pendleton, That one, as a result of issues, okay, is shut down, so they have to make up the electricity some other way.
Okay.
And that's why solar and various other things are being discerned at this particular point in time.
Okay.
And this is one of the ways that they're doing it, by trying to reduce the energy consumption during the daytime.
Okay.
So that they don't have to provide as much, because they don't have as much electricity to provide.
Okay, got it.
Then the other people that came to visit us at the meeting was the Energy Coalition. And this is an electrical consultant firm that United, Third, and GRF have hired under separate contracts to address our electrical infrastructure in the community. And this is something that we had discussed previously at one of the other meetings when I was here. The electrical infrastructure in this community, as I mentioned before, is aging, and we felt that we needed to have a consultant come in to do a broad brush study of where we are in the community and what needs to get done to fix any problems that we have. Third and United, being the mutuals that are doing the housing, their goals for the Energy Coalition is to review the current United and Third Mutual's electrical infrastructure with an eye towards our current situation and 5 to 10 year load capacities, and then perform an analysis and report on the findings, and then prepare a strategic action plan for what will need to be done to upgrade our infrastructure to address our current and future limitations, including the possible needs of charging stations for electrical vehicles. That's a possibility, because electric vehicles seem to be things that are happening. Golf carts, and a possible increase in the use of alternative energy. Because alternative energy, because of the, again, SCE, not being able to provide energy, plus there's a cost issue because of the fact that the rates are not getting any lower. So alternative energy may be solar or possibly fuel cells, with a possibility of using that towards various different places within the community. And then GRF, since their responsibility is slightly different, whereby they have the clubhouses and what have you, they're asking this consultant to do research the feasibility for alternative energy and microgrids for electric energy generation, and develop a community strategy for EV charging stations. And there is some talk about the fact of using, excuse me, microgrids, and microgrids would be possibly using fuel cells, which would then be used within a certain area, like here at the community center. Instead of using a diesel generator for emergency power, we could possibly use fuel cells and put that into a microgrid, and that microgrid would be used 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, instead of just paying for a generator that would only be used during an emergency situation. But the infrastructure for the fuel cells, okay, would require producing hydrogen and what have you, and it has a cost consideration that we'd have to marry against what the actual long-term use would be. And then our infrastructure, as I said, is over 50 years old, so SCE will address areas where infrastructure is no longer working, is on the verge of no longer functioning, but they will not upgrade our infrastructure to a higher rating because they feel they only replace like for like, and that's SCE. And SCE right now has notified us that they are fixing the cables and the transformers in the community, but if we want transformers that have higher capacities or cabling that has higher capacities, only if it meets the requirements that they have as far as their fiduciary responsibility. They have no responsibility to give us anything more than like for like.
Right.
So, and that's the way they feel right now. However, in certain cases where certain transformers are no longer built, the lower capacity transformers, they will provide us with a higher capacity transformer because of the fact it's cheaper for them to put in the higher capacity transformer. So that's something we're working with SCE on. And TEC, the Energy Coalition, who's our consultant, will be working with us to see how that might work for us and get our infrastructure up.
All right, very good. So everybody's working together, and We'll see where it
Everybody's working
leads.
together. I mean, we seem to have a very good group of people.
Yeah.
And we really work well together.
All right, great to have you on.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it as always, Carl.
Thank you.
And as Carl said, he's been on a lot. He'll maybe co-host one day, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, there'll be 3 of us, okay?
All right, you take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Take care.
Dr. Farman Cosmetic and Implant Dentistry is located right outside Gate 6 and has been keeping the village smiling for many years.
I trust Dr. Farman with all my dental procedures and all my dental work. Thank goodness I found Dr. Farman.
We have been serving the community of Laguna Woods for almost 20 years now. Come and visit us at Brilliant Smile for all your dental needs.
We are close to Gate 6, near Snooty Fox Restaurant, behind Coco's.
Hi, I'm Wendy Miller, your Laguna Woods real estate professional. Have you been looking for a realtor?
Wendy Miller helped me through the challenging process of real estate here in Laguna Woods. She was helpful, she was fun, she was professional. I really recommend her.
Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, downsizing, or even relocating within Laguna Woods, I am your real estate professional and can help guide you through the entire process. Give me a call and I'll help you make the right move.
If you have Medicare, you got to get Alignment Health Plan's Black Card. It's a member-only benefit, unlike anything I've ever seen, giving you access to one-on-one health support any time of day or night. Need to schedule an appointment or need it right there? They'll take care of it. Now you can talk to a doctor 24 hours a day. Call them and get a card of your own, and all the benefits you deserve, too.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
And I'd like to welcome James Tung today from Third Mutual. And today we're talking about your favorite subject, landscape and water, right?
Yes.
Great to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so first you want to talk about the slope clearing the cleaning and really taking off, clearing things out. And a lot of this is becoming in compliance with the Orange County Fire Authority, right?
Yes, the Third Mutual take as a top priority.
Yeah.
Safety. We don't want any chance to get fire in our community. Mm-hmm. That's why that's our top priority. Right. We had a contracting to clean up those slopes that the OCA, Orange County Fire Authority required us.
Right.
So we complete that work. So we feel safer. Now there are crews working on the interior part of that.
Right.
slope.
Right.
So, but that's the chances of getting fire is very slim.
All right, so that's good.
Yeah,
but that's part of that clearing of the slopes. I mean,
yes.
There's other reason as well, but
yeah.
That's one of the main reasons.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And then along the same line, maybe I'll change the order a little bit. Up to this year, 9 months, our water bill, both residential usage, drinking water, and irrigation, we already spent more than $2 million on water.
Yeah.
So I want to call the attention to our residents. They don't see the water bill. So a lot of people thought, oh, the water is free. No, the water is not free.
Right.
If you don't save water if our water bill getting too high one day, we have to increase. It's a part of your assessment.
Yeah.
So if it's not getting too high, we have to increase assessment. I don't think you want that to happen. So please save water, conserve water. Yeah. That's my message. So because of this high usage of irrigation water, so our plan is starting next year. We already set us fund aside that we're going to do the little by little the turf reduction. And one of this first picture, in fact, this is in the gate 11 peanut slope.
Okay.
It was all grass. So because that grass does not do very well, so we clean it up, remove the grass. The staff just finishing planting those water-saving plants.
Yeah,
you can see they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
And we're going to do many similar things next year in our community.
Yeah, looks good.
So I guess we also, well, that's already done, but this is one of the pictures from a great park in Irvine. There's a new community, and they are all 90% there is a water saving plan.
Okay.
So we're going to do many things similar to this.
Yeah. Very good. Nice.
Yeah. You know, some are plants, some are looks like grass, but they're not grass. They're ground covers.
Yeah. So they get the nice green kind of carpet look, but at a
but save water. That's the key. Yeah. So all right.
Very nice.
Yeah. So that's and then of course the next thing is I want to talk. You know, we were because along the ridge route, because the resident complained, we're afraid of those homeless sleep in the hiding in the woods. We cleaned that up. Now we're in the phase of installed we call the fence, the metal fence we call shepherd crook.
Right.
We're in the process of doing that.
Right.
So hopefully our resident will feel safer.
Okay, and I know they're in the middle of doing that.
Yeah.
And you know, like you said, the whole point to a lot of this is though it takes time and effort to do this, but in the long run, it will be beneficial.
Oh yeah. I almost forgot to make it because we have one certain mutual director resigned about a couple months ago, and then last week Tuesday we just appoint a new director, Mr. John Pearlstone. So congratulations to
very good,
Mr. Pearlstone. Welcome to the certain mutual. In fact, also we want to welcome him. He's newly moving in, a new resident.
Oh, okay.
He just moved in 6 months ago.
Wow.
So yeah, he's well, we'll welcome him. He joined us. Yeah, he will have fun.
All right, great. Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll get the new board member sometime soon. All right?
I'm sure you will.
All right.
Take
care, James. Thank you.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back.
Hearing loss affects more than just the ears. Hearing loss can impact interpersonal relationships as well as physical, psychological, and cognitive well-being. Straining to hear may cause stress, embarrassment, anxiety, and even fatigue. When all of this becomes too much, people may find that they isolate themselves to avoid conversations. Don't let hearing loss limit your lifestyle. Come visit us at Mission Audiology.
We all know there's no place like home. You want to stay in your own home, but day-to-day tasks are getting more difficult to manage. Acticare is the solution. We are the trusted care partner in your community with 5-star reviews. You've taken care of others all your life. Now is the time to let us help you. In-home care is a safe and effective way to help you remain living independently in the comfort of your own home.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free. You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do you do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are financial professionals. From insurance products to tax reduction strategies and guaranteed retirement income you cannot outlive, provided by the claims-paying ability of insurance companies. You've worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary consultation, simply contact us today.
And welcome back. With me right now from Sterling Financial Advisors is Dan Ohlweiler. Great to see you, sir. Welcome.
Good to see you, Ken. How you been?
Good. How about you?
Not too bad. Kind of a ugly week as far as news goes.
Yeah.
In regards to the shootings and the fires and everything. And depending upon how you look at the election and
That's
the election.
Right. So let's talk about that for a minute. Do midterm elections, when we see changes in Congress, which is not unusual. It always seems after the first 2 years, it happened with Clinton, it happened with Obama, it happened with Bush, that you often see a shift within Congress.
Well, there's a theory that the stock market always does well in the second half of a presidential term because the president is gearing up for re-election and he's trying to do things that will stimulate the economy.
Right.
So he has a good story going into the election cycle. You know, with President Bush and President Obama, their quote-unquote good years came in the first 2 years.
Yeah.
So that theory was not holding strong. If you look at the last 2 years for President Trump, we've had a pretty booming economy over the last 2 years, and if he's going to do something to stimulate it even more, that means we'd have to average, I think, 10-11%, you know, just to match what his first 2 years did, and as far as the stock market is concerned. And so I don't know that it's going to hold true. It would be nice to have another 10-11% market gain each year, but that's a pretty high bar to be setting to try to do that. So, but the theory is that stocks do well under a specific party really hasn't held up historically.
Right. Yeah, I remember you've mentioned that before.
But they do say that companies that are tied to government spending or public works do well more under the Democratic Party because they seem to spend more on government works or projects or things like that, more government spending type thing.
So we're at an interesting point. Again, not unprecedented. It's happened many times before.
Right.
Where we have you know, the Congress on one side and the president on the other. Of course, this time around, we also have now the Senate, which has been on the Republican side, is even more on the Republican side. It's kind of a balance,
you know, all the pundits said after the election, it just tells us that the American people want to split the power of Congress.
Yeah.
And that could be true, it could not be true. You know, everything goes in cycles.
Yeah.
You know, house prices and oil prices and everything goes in cycles. And so, you know, during the Obama years, they were saying the Republican Party was dead.
Right.
You know, and you know, here we had a quote-unquote red wave sweep into Congress and President Trump's thing, and they were saying, well, where's the Democratic Party now? Same thing's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know,
it always does.
When President Trump says we're going to drain the swamp, well, there is a underside of Washington, D.C. that are career politicians or career people that just are in their lifetime jobs.
Yeah, that's true.
And administrations come and go, and they're still there.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, whether or not it's going to affect it, you know, what it can affect is, you know, tax cuts and things like that, or tax policies do affect the American people. But with one House of Congress being Republican and the other being Democrat, you're probably not going to get a lot done in the next 2 years.
I have a feeling. Let's talk about, and you've talked about this before. You sent me an article, simple inherited IRA screw-up results, and it results in a $9,000 tax bill. And there is something that you and I have talked about that we know, death, taxes, and the way that nothing is ever simple when it comes to our taxes or IRS or the government. They make it very difficult sometimes for people to wade through things, and they really have to be on
especially
top
with
of it.
retirement accounts. You know, the article I sent you just talked about a woman who had inherited her mother's IRA, I think it was, and I don't know, it was $130,000 or something, and she took out a $5,000 distribution and rolled within that 60-day time frame it over into an inherited IRA. So she received the check for the total amount, took out $5,000, and then rolled it over into an inherited IRA. The problem with that is the 60-day rollover rule doesn't apply to inherited IRAs.
Okay.
It has to go directly from custodian to custodian.
Okay.
And so what she did is she took a distribution with the intention of rolling it into an inherited IRA within that 60-day time frame, but it doesn't apply to inherited IRAs.
So what should she have done?
Well, she should have had a distribution of the $5,000 from the custodian and then rolled it to a bank or a mutual fund or annuity, whatever she's going to do it, directly from the custodian to the company.
Okay.
She can't take a distribution and then in 60 days roll that into it.
Okay.
Okay.
So it almost sounds like a bit of a timing issue.
Yeah. Well, it's not much of a timing issue. It's just that they can't they don't have the 60-day rule for inherited IRAs.
Right. And when you talk about the custodian, you talk about where the IRA is being kept?
Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, annuity company, whatever.
Okay. And someone obviously did an advisor that if you just do it this way, the end results will be the same for you, but you'd
only be taxed on the $5,000 and not the $130,000.
Yeah.
So she ended up being taxed on the whole amount, and she claimed my intent was to do that. Well, intent isn't a very viable argument with the IRS.
Yeah, but it shows you how just a little bit of a tweak or something like that.
Even the titling of an IRA, an inherited IRA, is critical, because if you don't title it properly, it'll be taxed to you.
Yeah.
And so there really are some stringent rules. Actually, the publication is 590 of the IRS code. It's about 125 pages brochure that tells you how to distribute things from retirement accounts.
Wow. So that's something that obviously, you have a client come in that might be looking at this. You help them steer in the right direction.
The thing that they should really do is get together with a distribution expert that understands how these accounts work. Sometimes they think it's an estate planning attorney, but estate planning attorneys really don't understand these distribution rules most of the time. Not all the time, but they understand the probate process and the legal ease, but they don't understand the investment side of that.
Right.
Sometimes they get some bad advice.
Yeah. So that's unfortunate, but again, they don't make it easy.
The IRS doesn't use ignorance of the law as a valid reason for not paying your taxes or being assessed to taxes.
So it's good to stay on top of that.
Yeah, so maybe if we're lucky, the midterms will get something done, but I'm not counting on it.
Yeah, neither am I. We'll see what happens. All right, Dan.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir.
All right.
And if you have any questions, maybe you just want to sit down with Dan and kind of go over things and see if he can help you out. sterlingfa.com is the website, 949-859-8900. They're just up in Mission Viejo near the Social Security office. And as you always said, if they haven't met you before, come on, set an appointment, meet you.
There's no obligation, complimentary initial interview if they'd like to come in and just chat about their situation. I don't know if I can help them or not, but we can certainly sit down and maybe see if we can.
All right, get that IRA situation tackled.
Good
Take
to
care.
see you.
Bye-bye.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to take me on vacation? Will you be there for my ball games? Will you teach me your values? Will you be able to play with me? Or help me go to college? How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. Contact us today.
I'm coming for you, Cancer. With California Protons, I now have the technology and expertise to fight with unmatched precision. I'll zero in and wear you down with radiation, millimeter by millimeter. You won't weaken me. I'll spare my tissues and protect myself against future threats. Cancer, you're history. I'm looking to the future.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Many people keep the same Medicare health plan for years without questioning whether it's still the right plan. It's always beneficial to review your plan, and now is your chance. The Medicare annual election period, October 15th through December 7th, is the one time a year you can sign up, change, or disenroll from a Medicare health plan. Call me for a free consultation or come meet me every Wednesday during the enrollment period at the Regency Laguna Woods to find the plan that's right for you.
Well, with me right now is Cindy Whitney, and you certainly know her. She does so many things here in the village. You do a program for us, and you also, well, you're going to be presenting at the video club and
some Thrive segments.
And some Thrive segments. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, there's lots of information that we like to get out and inform people, so it's all good.
It's great to have you here today. So what we're talking about is next week on Thursday, November 15th, you're going to be giving a presentation. Now, it happens to be at the video club, although it could really be for many different groups, but that's where you're giving it about the importance of creativity.
Yes, and this is actually a distillation of a presentation that I gave to a Saddleback series of presentations, and so I brought it down to the scale that we can deliver it to the video club. And the video club has a series of presentations. Once a month they have a general meeting, and they have a little bit of a business meeting, and then they have an invited speaker, and the topics can be anything as specific as, doing a documentary or something that's specific to videography or filmmaking. This is a little bit more general because this is about creativity and the role that creativity plays in our throughout our lifetime, particularly at this age. And a lot of times people don't know that we could be in this stage of life longer than any other stage. Infancy, adolescence, young adulthood, midlife, and then this stage. It can be 4.5 decades. And so if we're not taking a creative approach to it, then we might be missing something. We might not be handling the challenges as well as we could be.
And creativity, a lot of times I think people, when they hear that word, they think, well, I'm not an artist, meaning creating art of some kind or crafts. But creativity is just about almost anything. It can be cooking. It can, it can be a hobby at home that maybe no one else really sees except your immediate family. but that's creativity.
Indeed, indeed, and we kind of go over some of the misconceptions.
Yeah.
First of all, they say it's creative types, and they do the little finger quotes.
Yeah.
Creative types are the, you know, it's an artist or a musician or a scientist or an inventor. And that's not true, because creativity is learned.
Yeah.
These are learned skills. They're creative processing abilities that you can develop, and then if there's a creative process that you follow, that's how you become better at creative thinking. And besides, the majority of creativity that is generated is everyday creativity.
Right.
And so I had a woman in a class one time, and she said, my creative project was I cleaned out my kitchen cupboards. And I thought, what did that mean? And what she did was she started there, and she basically redesigned the kitchen so that it had a new meaning for her family that was, you know, growing up and going off different places. So she brought the kitchen back to being the heart of the home just by starting with cleaning out the cupboards. I mean, so you never know.
I know exactly what you mean, because I've done that. You think, oh, you know what, there's old cans of something back here I need to get rid of, and then all of a sudden it goes to the next shelf, and the next shelf, and the next. Yes.
But here, you know, I mean, we can be doing the fun things. If we're not working, if we've retired, we're leading a somewhat self-directed life. In other words, you can get up every day and every week and plan out something to do that's interesting and fun. Creativity helps there. But also, we have challenges now that we didn't have. I've never been this age before. None of us has ever been this age before. We're kind of freestyling a little bit. So if we think more creatively about everything that we do, including the things that challenge us, you know, perhaps it's our health, perhaps it's our vision, it's our mobility, it's our hearing, maybe it's legal, financial. We just had, you know, financial information given to us, or medical. So if we can think more broadly and deeply about these things and think about creative options, we're going to be more informed, and we're going to be better at those things. So creativity is really important to keep in our minds. It's not something that you abandon because, you know, you're retired and you think, well, I'll just take it easy now.
Yeah, and it can be so many different things.
Absolutely.
And you know, it's going to be something that fits you.
Yes.
And like you said, maybe you're just organizing something, but it leads to something else.
Yes, yes, and there's a lot of creativity is just kind of accidental or secondary. You know, Dr. Fleming invented penicillin by seeing mold in a petri dish, you know, and he commented at that point, he said, that's odd, which it clearly was, but you know, we can discover things along the way to something else and think about it creatively, and it changes our lives. So, but there's a great deal of creative presentation that happens at the Video Club, at the Video Lab. I want to point out where that is. It's Gate 12, and it's in between Clubhouse 2 and the swimming pool. And there's two little buildings there. That's where the Video Lab is. And they've had a number of different presentations. Every month they have something. And Chuck Holland and Paul Ortiz have gone over and done communications updates, and we have something that's very broad and general. Last month we had Don Sweats, who came in and talked about his time at Disneyland when he essentially brought Disneyland from analog to digital, if you can imagine. We were at the edge of our seats listening to some of the stories that he told about that time at Disneyland. It was that would have been fascinating. It was fascinating. It was fascinating. So it can be something that just enriches your life or informs you, because videographers and filmmakers are storytellers. So any information that we bring into the Video Club and present will help people that are thinking of, you know, creating a video, you know, think differently, more dimensionally, more texturally about that. So, well, this is happening next week. It's going to be Thursday, November 15th, over at the Video Lab. And you can get there at 6:30. The doors will open. There'll be some snacks, and you can talk to folks. And then at 7 o'clock, Cindy will give her presentation. Absolutely. Appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Thank you. Always nice to be with you. All right, stay creative. We know she does for sure. We'll be back. That would have been a good one for Disney.
Do you need Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Christmas cards? Diane's Hallmark has them all. From a wide selection of gifts as well as Hallmark Christmas ornaments, let Diane's Hallmark help you celebrate these special seasons. We also carry Vera Wang Bradley handbags and jewelry. And don't forget, we carry Bibles, Christian books, and gifts as well. Come in today and experience our personalized service. Diane's Hallmark is located in the Walmart Shopping Center next to Hobby Lobby. If you asked me what I wanted to be when I was a child, I would have told you a princess or an astronaut, maybe even a chef. But Things change. I may not have become a princess, but I found someone who treated me like one. I may not have become an astronaut, but I still got to see the world. I may not have become a chef, but you would never leave my house hungry. The Emeritus Institute has kept my love of learning alive. Every day is a new adventure, and the Emeritus classes have made it possible to keep living out my dreams. Sign up today and begin your life's next adventure.
Answers Today is a great program that we've just started at our Laguna Hillside. A woman has a new symptom in their breast, whether it's new breast pain, breast lump, a rash on their breast that's new. They can call in and get into the office within 24 hours and be seen by a physician and have some imaging to have an answer before the end of that day. So this is a very powerful program. I would much rather spend the rest of my career preventing cancer than actually treating it.
At family-owned Capistrano Toyota, I've been teaching my staff for years that we always say yes to our customers.
Can you help me get financed? Yes, we can help.
Will you walk my dog?
Yes.
Will you change our baby's diapers?
Yes, of course.
But they may be taking this yes thing a little bit too far. Come and see for yourself that at Capistrano Toyota, we always say yes to our customers.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We're the largest veteran service organization in the nation with 2.5 million members. And when you add to that the American Legion Auxiliary and the Sons of the American Legion, we have a family of 4 million members, working hard every day for our veterans, our youth, and our communities. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.
Well, coming up at the UCI Claire Trevor School of the Arts, they're going to be bringing a wonderful presentation. It is a musical, Legally Blonde. I'm sure you remember that movie, and I didn't know they made it into a musical, but they have, and we have two folks who are involved with this. I'd like to welcome Madison Dietrich, and you play the lead character.
Elle Woods, yes, I do.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank
and
you.
Bennett Braun, you are the musical director and conductor, and you are an MFA music direction candidate.
That's correct, yeah.
What's MFA stand for?
Master of Fine Arts.
Okay,
Yeah.
and you know, I know we've had people on before that are doing kind of the same thing you were. Maybe it wasn't in the musical side, but they were, for lack of a better term, sort of a student director type thing,
yeah.
moving on. So a great program they have there,
Yes.
you said. So tell me about yourself, Madison. How did you get to UCI and the production that you're in?
Yeah, so I've been doing theater, you know, since I was little, my whole life. And I decided to go to UC Irvine for musical theater because they have a great program.
Yes, they do.
It's very small, pretty selective, but yeah, it's amazing. They have the New York satellite program, so you can go to New York for a month and study with different casting directors and actors in the business. So that's why I wanted to go to UC Irvine, and so I am a BFA musical theater there. And so we held auditions for Legally Blonde back in May,
yeah.
and
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
got cast back then, and so I kind of worked all summer on this part and on this show, which is awesome because, you know, it's my dream role and stuff.
So where are you at your UCI level? Are you a sophomore?
I am a
junior?
senior.
Oh, you're a senior. Okay.
Yes, my last year.
Yeah, Maddie's part of a class that's called the BFA class, where they audition to be part of that, and then they have a showcase in both Los Angeles and New York for
Wow.
casting agents and everything. She's part of that group.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's one of the things that UCI has, along with the satellite program, that sort of is kind of a leg up just to help them get started. In the
Yeah,
business.
because it's a hard business to
Oh,
get
yeah.
started. And you're on your way as well.
I'm trying.
Yeah. So what about
Yeah.
you? How long have you been at UCI?
This is my third year. Yeah, I was in New York for about 5 years and did a national tour and left that to come to school.
Okay.
And my wife's family's from out here, so you know we're gonna stay. And
So when you were
going.
on that national tour, were you a music coordinator?
no, I was the associate.
Okay.
It was the tour of Cabaret. So
Oh,
I got to
wow.
go on stage in a vest with no shirt underneath and play an accordion every night. That was my gig. Yeah, that was a good gig. I liked
Yeah,
it. And the
that's
funny
something
thing is we
different.
toured right through California right before school started. So I got to know Costa Mesa a little bit. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, UCI is a terrific school. And I think that's one thing here in Southern California, really here in Orange County, there's a lot of terrific schools that offer these programs at every level. And you know, you're here in this area, and you're close to a lot of entertainment. Yes, most of it's film and television, but there's also a lot of stage in this area, and of course,
there is.
you know, and like the program with New York and all. So what, you're going to be graduating when, in June?
Yes.
May or June, something like that?
June, yep.
So then what?
Oh boy, we'll see. I'm really, you know, I'm just keeping my options open, hopefully performing next summer. I'm hoping to stay in Orange County and, you know, hopefully do a show down here, get to know some people and learn more before I head off to New York someday.
Okay, so you were telling me before you're from Clovis.
Yes, I am.
So you want to stay in California?
For now.
Your
at
family's
least.
still up there?
Yeah, my
Okay.
family's still here, so I want to stay here for a little bit longer, you know, get some more experience before jumping to New York, because it's a pretty big move. I mean, Bennett knows. It's a very different place, so, you know.
And Bennett, you said Kansas,
I'm from
right?
Kansas originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
And whereabouts in Kansas?
Topeka.
Okay, very
Northeast,
nice.
yeah, the capital. Yeah.
And how did you, so your first stop was the East Coast?
Well, I went to school at Vanderbilt in Nashville. Then I worked on cruise ships for a couple years. Then went to New York.
Okay.
And it's different for musicians than it is for actors, though, because actors have to deal with the union thing about becoming an equity actor.
Right.
So that's why
It's
I think
very
Maddie's
different,
smart
yeah.
to try to stay here, because they have such a nurturing professional theater thing going in Southern California that would help Maddie transition into that, and because going to New York without that is possible, but it's tough.
Right, and here we've got a lot, you know, Laguna Playhouse and things like that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunities to grow and
you can even go to different community theaters or with Saddleback College or whatever it might be, where they take outside people that are not just students there. So there's a lot of opportunities.
A lot of opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Now, as far as being the musical director on this, what is your role? Are you redoing some of the arrangements?
No,
to fit the cast?
no way, no. This show is hyper arranged. It is an exercise in orchestration and key changes and everything. It's crazy. And it was a really good project because there's so much preparation that had to go into just teaching. So my job is to teach the actors all the singing and to get the orchestra ready to support that.
So you work hand in hand with the director.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this isn't an opera, so to speak. They're speaking roles, and then it moves into music.
And it's been great because the creative team at UC Irvine does a great job of making the students serve a professional role.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of and Marana Delaney, the director, has been so great about letting the lighters or the lighting team and the sound team and the music team actually contribite at a level. On par. We're still learning from her, but on par with her. So
that's great. That's an awful lot because I remember back in high school, which was years and years ago, but I did some theater, and I really cannot sing or act that much, but they needed guys to be on stage. But I know the musical director of that, who was also the choir director and everything else in the school. I just remember that he had the book, the music book or whatever. I mean, it was like this thick, and he'd go through it and he'd make changes and things like that to fit the actors. And he'd even write down, because one of the singers might go, one of the leads would go, God, I don't know what at this point, when I'm supposed to do this. He'd go, he'd write a little note and goes, I'll cue you then. I mean, it was amazing, right?
Well, and the thing is,
they would sit there and go like that to them, and they would know. It would even be telling them, okay, move over here now, the blocking, and because it sets when there's a musical, it's almost like there's a pace going, almost like a drum beat throughout the entire presentation.
Absolutely, yeah. And Maddie's I'm so impressed with the level of the students at UC Irvine, because that is a lot to remember.
Yeah.
And it's a skill to be able to stay in it on stage and communicate with me as well. To not have to look at me all the time, but out of the corner of the eye, we have a communication. So, and the students at UC Irvine are at that level, and they're doing a great job.
That's fantastic. So, you've been there all 4 years, or did you go somewhere first?
Yeah, I started as a freshman there.
Yeah, it's a great location.
It really is. It's amazing. I've loved my time here.
Yeah, it's a wonderful program there. And as far as people wanting to go see this show, it's on the 10th through 18th at the Barclay Theater. Now, we always give people the website to go to. You see it there, arts.uci.edu, tickets. However, if you change that last word from tickets to Laguna, arts.uci.edu/Laguna, the people here, you get a discount. Hey. So make sure, there it is right there. Make sure you do that because it's really nice. They give the seniors here a discount, and it's a wonderful presentation. I mean, the tickets for seniors, it's $21 each. You know, you can't beat that.
Yeah. It's a good show. Some great musicians down there in the pit and really talented actors.
Yeah.
So it's definitely worth $21. For sure.
All right, stay here for a minute because I got to give folks some quick information and the weather update. I first want to tell people that on Veterans Day, our holiday hours, Monday, November 12th, the community center will be closed. Clubhouse 4, library and equestrian will be closed. Transportation is plan a ride only, and table tennis and community fitness centers 8 to 2, resident services 8 to 5, and Clubhouse 1 fitness 8 to 2 on those days. There it is on screen. Again, unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with these winds all day today, maybe into tomorrow, and possibly we may get more winds coming in next week. So unfortunately, that's what it is right now. But again, if you get a chance, go see Legally Blonde. It's going to be a fantastic presentation. Always appreciate folks coming on from the Claire Trevor, and it's wonderful. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
All right. We will see you on Tuesday. We're closed on Monday. Take care.